Well, that's Sterny's state of play. It's okay. I don't think there was anything like groundbreaking. I think there's a couple ones that stood out a lot, and some of them that weren't too great, or some of them I wasn't quite sure of. But I think all in all, it wasn't too bad. We'll just have to wait and see too what Xbox does on the 8th, because theirs might be worse, unfortunately. So I thought the Wolverine game looked pretty sick. Visually, it looked really good. It was nice to kind of finally see what the game was gonna look like in game, versus just some of the trailers and stuff like that they were showing. It looks bloody as hell, which I think is really, really cool. However, I will say that the combat did remind me a lot of like a Batman Arkham kind of game, which is not bad. I mean, I guess for like these kind of comic book games, it looks really good. Brings like a little edge to the game. I think the other thing I thought was really cool was like when Jean Grey comes out. I thought it was kind of cool that there's like a tag team kind of thing that happens. Like she's float people up in the air, and then you can fucking just really go to town on them. I thought that was cool. Oh yeah, like this. This one she doesn't put him in the air, but I think that's kind of cool. She like holds him still, and then you just go in there and fuck his world up. And I think the other thing that was kind of cool is like you can see you're getting mangled. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So you see the visual representation of like the character damage that you take, which is pretty sick. Oh, this is pretty cool. How you can like rapidly regenerate. That was kind of a cool idea. You do get a glimpse of like a lot of the other characters they're gonna have in the game. You got Blade. I don't know who that is. You got Whiplash, Rogue, or not Rogue, Mystique, the Sentinel Army. I don't know who that's. I don't think that's supposed to be Deadpool. If that's supposed to be Deadpool, then that's weird. But it certainly doesn't feel like him. But Sabretooth, I think that game looked really cool. I think the only shitty part is that it's only gonna be on PS5, unless they do what they do with like God of War, and like 2 years later they throw it back on Steam. So this game, I'll be honest with you, I am not into fighting games. This game really did remind me of Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate. Like the art style looked pretty much similar, and the animations look really similar to that game. I don't know if it's made by the same people, but it looks cool. I'm not a fighting game, so that's just kind of where I leave it with that. Rayman Legends, the remake, I believe it was. Rayman's a fun game. I think when they initially did Rayman Legends, I ended up playing it on, I think it was on PC. I think it came out on Steam not too long after the game came out or something. But that game's fun. I'm not the biggest fan of like platformer games. Some of them are hard as hell, but this one was actually really good. I did enjoy this one a lot. So it's kind of cool that they're going to do a remake. This one was kind of weird to me. It's just a game of making sushi. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's much really to it. There's really nothing that they just showed him chopping up some hand rolls and stuff. So I'm not quite sure what you really are supposed to do. Kind of like a throwaway game in a sense. Like, I don't understand. This was the kind of game you're going to bring to State of Play. Like, I might be missing something. And I probably am missing something. But it's weird that this is going to be one of the games you kind of highlight for a State of Play. I don't know. Kind of feels like it was misplaced. But again, I might be missing something that is crucial to the whole series. I really don't know. This one, I'll be real, this one just didn't look cool to me. It looked like hyper pop to me. And I'm not a big fan of like that hyper pop kind of art style. And the art style in general, I wasn't really a huge fan of. There is no world where I really see myself playing this game. Now, Tomb Raider looked pretty sick. I have played the newer ones, or I guess the last two that they made of that, like that newer series, were pretty good. Like those were fun games. This one looked pretty cool too. The graphics off the rip look really good. I'm pretty sure they said this was captured in game. It looked good, and I like how they did the original outfit. Thing that really puzzles me is Amazon Game Studios. Dude, they shit the bed a lot when it comes to games. And Crystal Dynamics, if I'm not mistaken, the last game that they made, or the one that at least is well known to me, was the Avengers game. I think I played it when it was on Game Pass or something, because I sure shit didn't pay for it. And that game wasn't good. Those are the two things that really like puzzled me on the rip. It was like, oh shit, Amazon Game Studios, usually their games kind of suck, and fuck you guys for killing off New World and Crystal Dynamic. I mean, I guess you can get another shot. I mean, that Avengers game did kind of suck, but it did look like it brought back a lot of like that puzzle element to the game, which is cool. I mean, that's kind of quintessential to Tomb Raider game. And just again, Lara Croft looks good, and then dinosaurs, dude. I like dinosaurs. This one looked cool. I didn't know what to really expect. I'm like, I didn't know if it was like a Jurassic Park game because they got more dinosaurs, but I don't. Obviously, it wasn't. It's called like the Lost Wild. Looks cool. Dinosaurs look big as hell. Even when they showed the pterodactyl, that shit looked gigantic, dude. Now, the only crappy thing about this game is that it's made by like what, Annapurna Games, and they kind of suck. But I'll give it a shot. I mean, it looks cool. I forgot the name of this one. It was kind of forgettable for me. It's one of those ones I'm definitely just not gonna play. Now, Dune Awakening I thought was dead. In fact, I'm pretty sure more people probably play Fallout 76 in this game. I think one thing that definitely caught my ear is that they're making a single player mode, which to me tells me they're really trying to do anything to keep it alive to recoup. They're trying to recoup as much as they can, because to make just a strictly online game, single player, seems like you're really just trying to get everything you can out of this game because you already invested so much. In my opinion, like, I think you should just give it up. This one looked pretty cool. No Rest for the Wicked. I know it came out like a year ago or a year or two ago. It looked really good. It's one of those games I think I just missed. They're implementing like more like co-op to the game, which is gonna be kind of neat, and like more customization for like builds. So that'd be kind of cool. That might be one. Honestly, I think this is a game I'll probably end up buying and then waiting for the 1.0 drop because it looks really good. And then we got another Silent Hill game. I'll be real, I'd never played Silent Hill F, which is the one that came out maybe what, like 2 years ago or something. Silent Hill games are kind of cool. I don't think they're nearly as good as Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil kind of takes the cake when it comes to like that horror genre kind of game. It's a horror game, so you kind of got me on that already. So it's a horror game and it looks pretty good. Not showing me any gameplay kind of blows. And then you got Ace Combat. I've never played an Ace Combat game. I'm not like a big dog fighting game kind of fan. It looks cool. I know I'm damn well I'm not gonna play it. If you do like Ace Combat, man, this might be right up your alley, but not for me, man. I appreciate it for what it is, but it's kind of where I leave it. This one, dude, when it did the trailer for this one, it seemed cool. At first I was like, oh shit, Fast and the Furious, dude. You got a Supra, like let's go. And then I think it ended up swapping to like a Ferrari. That's kind of cool. So I still didn't know what the hell. I was like, all right, so some kind of racing game they're bringing up. This shit's from fucking Knight Rider, right? If I'm not mistaken. But then you go into like more Twisted Metal kind of stuff. Or I don't know if this is like Twisted Metal meets Death Race kind of thing. And then Back to the Future. I'll be real. I was so lost. And then Stuntman. Seems like a cool concept, but again, you didn't show me like, what do I do? I guess this is all in-game footage, so it looks pretty cool. It looks cool, but I'm not gonna play it. I'll be right up front. I'm not gonna play this game. This game, I mean, I have to cut the rest of the play short, but I think this is the game that kind of took the cake. It looked really, really fucking cool. Team Cloud, I don't like that name, but this game looks nuts. Off the rip, you know it's a horror game, so dude, that was sick. Dude blew like half his freaking head off. That was cool. Like, so it's a horror game, so you already kind of got me by the nuts on this one. It looks really, really, really menacing. Super gory. I think that was so sick when I saw it. Let me see. I'm gonna try to pause it. That thing looks dope. I don't even know what it is. Got some fucked up like teeth. I don't even know if it's like wood. I don't know what this is, but that looks cool. So this is one of those games where I was instantly sold. Looks really menacing. Bleeps out a little bit of this ting ting. Punching babies. It looks cool. I like it. But it's not coming out for a long time, so that's the only crappy thing. But I'll wait, because it definitely looked like it was the best one of the show. I heard Control's incredibly good. I never played it. It's just not my type of game. And then this one. I would say I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked. I'm shocked because obviously the whole thing surrounding Destiny 2. But I already know that this was planned out long in advance. Marathon's really not doing good. Just like you're really trying at this point. Like you're force feeding everybody this game. You're all in on Marathon. We already know like it's in a bad spot. They've lost a shit ton of money. I think everything that Bungie's doing is pretty bad. Unfortunately, you're missing the mark here on Marathon. Not gonna be much longer before they just pull the plug on it. It's gonna be free to play for like the weekend, which is probably why people are playing it too. and it's gonna be on discount. So they're really, really grasping at every straw they can right now. And the other thing too is like I'm just not a fan of that art style. I think it's cheap and like an easy way to just pump out a game to make it look kind of polished. Like there's no graphical detail to it. It's real smooth, plasticky kind of thing. I'm just not a fan of it. I think it's like a really like cheap art style. And then we had this game. I think initially when it showed us this game, I looked at like the faces looked a little blurry, right? It didn't look super polished. I mean, the game's probably not coming out for a while. If I'm not mistaken. The mouths seemed like really weird. Like it progressively just felt like it got better and better. And I didn't know what to think of it. I was like, all right, well, it's not a obviously it's not GTA, so I'm like, I don't know what it is. And then as soon as they show, actually, I still didn't know, but it picked up a lot after they're trying to get their freak on. But it was that. I was like, oh shit, dude, guts coming out. I'm like, okay, what just happened, dude? It totally just like turned itself around. I've never played the first one. And this one made me want to go back and play the first one. This part was funny. Boom. After seeing this, I want to go back and play the first one. I don't know how many parts there are to the first one, but I definitely want to do it before this one comes out because this looked really cool. God of War. I was kind of confused at what they were doing. Like, what's the direction for God of War? God of War is Kratos, dude. Like, how are you going to not have the main character that you play in a God of War game not be Kratos? That turned me off, dude, to this game pretty quick, unfortunately, because I don't want to play as Kratos' wife. Like, there's no way. If you made a different game, sure, but like, it's God of War. And like, I'm not opposed to having like a few protagonists in the game. Like, not at all. It's just, this is not God of War. Again, like God of War synonymous, Kratos synonymous with God of War. Like you have to have those two. I feel like I need to play as Kratos. I need to be some hulking fucking brute that just destroys everything in his path. This didn't feel like it. I wasn't too sure of like, and I know I've played my share of God of War games, but I mean the character design looks sick. But this isn't Norse mythology. This is just a blend of all mythologies at this point, right? You got like more like, I don't know if there's like Hindu, Buddhist, and then you go Egyptian with it, which really I don't understand it. So you're blending the different mythologies. I'm pretty sure most of the other ones weren't like that. So that kind of caught me off guard. The other thing too was this is where it really just like felt cheesy to me. And I just didn't know what the fuck was this game. And then he had a talking sword too. So I don't know, man. I don't know. This isn't my God of War. No, this doesn't look cool to me. I think the appeal is completely thrown away. Again, if it was like a different type of game, cool. But it's again, I'm expecting Kratos. I'm expecting like full seriousness, like what God of War is. I'm expecting God of War in a God of War game, and I got a not God of War game in a God of War game. I think this was the real like unfortunate part. It could still be good. I mean, I think the thing with God of War, if anything, is like the combat's always really, really cool. I think the cutscenes are really cool. Character designs are really cool. The initial appeal to me wasn't there. But I think in all, like the state of play wasn't bad. There were some good hits, and I think some like what ifs, like all the things you put like kind of like a question mark next to, or maybe an asterisk more than a question mark. And then there's a lot of games, or not a lot, but there's a handful of games that just didn't look good. I don't know if this one's necessarily in the camp of doesn't look good. It looks cool, but it looks cool for it not being a God of War game. Besides that, Xbox has their showcase coming up pretty soon. I think it's like 5 days or something. So I'm hoping that they do something pretty cool. I mean, you're guaranteed to have Gears of War. You kind of have to have it because if you're not going to have Halo, which there hasn't been any rumor to be any like Halo news, you're going to have to put Gears of War. I don't know what other like first party games they really got that really hit for Xbox. Call of Duty, maybe. Call of Duty feels like it just misses more than it hits. So maybe you do throw it in there, but if you give it like a huge part of the segment, I think you're gonna kind of fumble that. But maybe your Xbox, you have to. Fable, I know they're getting delayed, but maybe you give us a little bit more insight on Fable. I don't know. It has to deliver in some way, but we'll find out. But that's kind of what I thought about the state of play. Not horrible, not great, just kind of like whatever. So, bye.